Who do we have here today? This is not comfy. Too many cushions. Oh, much better. Morning, morning. Hope everything's going well. Grab your coffee. Oh. There's a new baby. There's the kitty. Yeah. Family couldn't. They were moving. My neighbor around the corner from me here, and the place that they were going to wouldn't accept a cat, a rental. So they've got a new child, a new baby. So unfortunately, the kitty. Well, fortunately for us, I was dying without my cat. So anyway, I'm happy to have a cat now again. I love animals. Yeah, it took a couple days to get used to this place, huh? Yeah, you're gonna kill those miserable rats once you get used to the outside? Cut their heads off. Okay, I'm gonna go heat up my coffee and we'll be back in a second. You want to be part of the show? No? Okay. Baby doesn't want to be part of the show. Baby's gonna sit right there. There it is. Okay. Get my notes ready. Holy Hannah. What? Holy shit. Kubla Khan. I like that name. Yeah, it's she's she's 3 years old. She's an accomplished mouser, ratter, birder. So I'm not a fan of her killing birds. Especially hummingbirds. I'll be watching her because I love hummingbirds and we'll do what we can. But I had cockatiels when I had my other cat, and I was able to keep a separation zone in my house so that the cockatiels didn't get eaten by the cat. So anyway, but it is what it is. It just, sometimes we've got a lot of rescue animals. My girlfriend's family has 4 rescue dogs from rescue centers. So, okay, hang on. I just lost something. Okay. Okay, where do we even begin, Archie? Where do we even begin? Anyway, wait a few minutes to let a couple people join. It's already been 5 minutes. Where do we even begin? It's been 2 weeks since my last show. I can't really. Let me just look to see what I talked about last time. I think it's in this notebook. Ukraine, Russia. Yeah, I didn't even like Brittany Griner. Or did I even do this show? No, I did do it. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll lot talk about today too, for sure. I know, eh? I feel sorry for the people that are asleep still and really trusting of their government. I don't know what to say more than that. I feel bad for them, really, because, all indicators are that we're going to be left to our own devices, or we're going to be left holding the bag, man. I mean, this is It's just the way I see it. I don't see it being any other way. But let's just do quick the market. Yeah, the market yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? I mean, it just literally 1,000 some odd points. Retro, good day, good day, good day. And then this morning I just checked. Like we had the bounce back, the dead cat bounce. We'll use that euphemism. And then precipitous drop this morning, just like literally like 9 o'clock trading open, a couple of the shenanigans, and then straight down. And then as soon as it hits a certain level, I mean, it's probably all computers. It's like we've got, I was watching iRobot again last night just for shits and giggles. The AI part of it, but the slave robot part of it. And, I'm completely convinced that we should never allow AI. But once again, it's like somebody, hey, I've got this really good idea, we'll let the computers do all the trading or whatever, and we'll make money off it. But I think it's gotten out of hand because as soon as the market, it goes straight back up, the plunge protection team pushes a button and something happens. So, I mean, for me, it just proved positive that I'm completely out of the market. I mean, the only thing I'll do with the market is I'll use it to trade SLV or GLD. That's all, silver and gold paper, just to make some quick cash if I want to. But I'm not going to invest in anything. Yeah. It's all like, it's like the old saying, if you've got if you can get like the guy who wanted to have Star Wars and he thought it wouldn't be anything, he's, I'll just sign on for 1%. I won't take a paycheck, but I'll take 1%, or I'll take a quarter penny for every penny that you make, or I'll take a half a penny. When you get 1 billion half pennies, it adds up, right? So all this high volume shit is probably just trimming stuff that we don't see, and it goes and it just gets filtered into a coffer somewhere. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, right? It's like everybody bitches and about millionaires or whatever, and I say, well, if I had $1 million to start to get my million, to get more millions, then I would have an easier time than if it were just starting from zero to get 1 million, then get more millions. So yeah, these high volume traders, wow. Yeah, it's literally, micro nanoseconds of, and that's what I read in an article a long time ago, that it is that fast that humans just can't do it fast enough. We can't react fast enough in some things for that, for making money. I mean, for the real things that count, yeah, but for the lesser mortals, no. Anyway, so we see the market doing its thing. Sorry, we got serious smoke in the area, and I'm not. It's right in the back of my throat. Ugh. So when I'm talking much, it makes me cough. It's just shitty. When we left, it was beautiful here. 2 weeks later, it's smoke fest, But yeah, so the market. I wouldn't be in the market today, and I got a lot of people asking me stuff because they know I do the Conspiratard videos. And they're like, well, when's it going to crash? When's it going to crash? And I'm like, dude, I have no idea. One thing I can promise you is that when it happens, nobody's going to be expecting it. Like everybody's bitching or oh yeah, the market's, it's this day, man, it's going to crash, and how long have we been talking about the death of the dollar? Since the crash back in 2008. I remember them. I told a buddy, yeah, dollar's going to crash, man, when I first started this shit. And he's like, dude, they've been talking about that forever. You're probably still going to be talking about it when the dollar's still around. And guess what? I'm still here talking about it. It's coming. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Hey, Lawrence. Yeah, it is. But there again, it's like in scripture. We just won't know. Queen's dead. Did you hear? Did you hear the news? That's the running joke. Firefighting last night. And I hadn't seen anybody for a while, right? For like 2 weeks or something. Yeah, cloudy, misty, smoky, red sun, red moon for us right now. Smoke. You can check the Hope fires, Caslo fires. You can taste it. You can't see across the lake. Like I can taste it. right now, I have a campfire in my house is the taste I've got in the back of my throat, and I don't like it. But yeah, wow. The market, the queen. Yeah, so here we go. And I'm looking at this queen thing. Yeah, that was the joke of firefighting. Walked in there last night, hadn't seen anybody 2 weeks, and it's like, hey, did you hear the news? And they're like, what happened? Because I hadn't seen. I said the queen died, and they're all like, fucking asshole. Of course, we know. It's like, who doesn't know the queen? This is a killer, right? I think people in some village in Africa, probably the people in the Darien Gap know the queen died. There's probably leaflets dropped. Got to make sure those savages know the queen died. Pardon me. Anyway, let's talk about, okay, we did the market. It's just a matter of time. But there again, with the queen dying, and okay, this is going to segue perfectly. Well, not perfectly, but into it. I read some things about Denver, Colorado being no way, no how. If they have gotten it ready because they knew the queen was going to die and they had the templates or whatever, but here it is. Here it is. The queen dying could be the precursor because, like, well, we're not going to do King Charles coins. We're just going to go to the CDC. That's it. No more queen. So we can't use her money anymore because it's got her image. We can use the $5 bills, the $10 bills, and the $100 bills, but the 20s are no good anymore. Just shits and giggles, right? All the coins. I don't know what they're going to do. I think it's just like anything else. I mean, you can probably still find King George pennies and dimes out there still today, but I don't think it matters because, like, that the big push was like we were in Victoria right now. A lot of places are digital only. You walk into hey, you don't want to use your card? Don't eat. That's it, right on the sign. Digital only. I understand now too, and of course they've created this indirectly, or it's a indirect benefit, that with all the homelessness and because there's downtown Victoria's changed. There's an area you can't go to, which I used to go to all the time, and I was recommended not to go there. And these people maraud and marule around, and well, if you got cash in your drawer, it's going to be gone. So, in the interest of keeping the employees safe and saving the children, everything's going to go digital, so nobody will have anything to. Yeah, dead presidents on all our money too. Yeah, so you won't be able to get the cash, so it's all digital. In the interest of saving the employee's life. Bullshit, of course. They don't care about the employee's life. Tips in digital? What are you going to start bringing in? Like, I just, I collected some belly button lint. Here's your tip. I've got a jar of buttons. Here's your tip. Because we don't use cash anymore. Whatever. I'm just talking out of my ass, right? But I noticed that downtown Victoria, a lot of places, card only, no cash. Market, yeah, market. Started to crash in the PPT, yeah. So that was obvious this morning. Thank you very much, market people. Yeah. It won't work for our little village here because you got let's say the market. Let's just talk about the market on Saturday, my Saturday market. They take those, the food coupons. So you can go to the guy and you can give him food coupons because he'll take you somewhere to go get it cashed in. So I imagine we'll have maybe some kind of script. Like, hang on. What's going on, kitty? Just thought I heard something. Sorry, cats. New cat. Just new cat. So I'm just hearing things. And, if there is a rat anywhere near this house, Once she gets used to it, the rat will be no more. Had to clean up all the poison and everything though. So, but yeah, so we might go to a script of some sort. Do you remember? I think I saw that in a MASH movie or a MASH episode that every once in a while they would change the military script just to keep like so that it wouldn't be counterfeited or whatever. So there could be something in the interim that will have some sort of piece of paper in the interim until it crosses over. But I think that with all the shenanigans that are going on right now, there she is. With all the shenanigans going on right now, and it's perfectly designed too, because it's enough to get the ones that, like, please put a cop on every corner. Please go to digital so I can have my latte. I need to have, I need you to keep me under the thumb so I can have a safe exist. What's coming, right? The proof is in the pudding. But when I was looking at this whole shenanigans with the Queen, and I'm really what's playing in my head? A song from The Wizard of Oz, and you know which one I'm talking about, right? House falls on somebody, and then the little people are running around, and they're singing their song, and that's what's been rolling around in my head, because everything that I've read, I'm not a monarchist, obviously, as you can tell. I don't give a shit about the only one I give a shit about, and in a sense, and I'll just say this, is Diana. My ex-wife met Diana back in the day, way back in the 90s, late 80s. And I believe that she was something reverent, in my opinion. That's just me. And they murdered her. And I have a little time for Harry, only because he's a shit disturber. And the fact that he wore a Nazi costume for Halloween, thanks, bro. Way to go. Way to just right in there, eh? They just, you remember when that happened? And the whole collective royal basket case of shite went crazy for that. Like, pros and cons of hitchhiking debated. I'm not going to argue that. Way to go, bro. So I had to give him that. But when I look at the the Lizard clan, ha ha ha, I'm using, da 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 da. And I've studied my history. I'm watching Vikings. I love it. The Last Kingdom, all that stuff, mishmash of, who's in charge, who was making the rules back in the day. I just look at it as for what it is. It's a waste. The question I have is if she was one kept the world from. Oh, I will agree with that statement that I'm not going to argue there's something about the Queen was holding the tapestry together. I'll agree with that. That now that she's dead, now that she's gone, things are going to change exponentially fast, in my opinion. And just to segue quickly into doom and gloom, of course, as per always, we got to love the doom and gloom. Denver, and they did it around 9/11 as well. So we're not going to just say that it's a new thing, but and then it's some politician in Germany. There's another date out there, okay? And Denver, Colorado, the Mile High City. I'll say that again. Has given out bug out bags to its population, or it's having it available for the population, and giving out warnings. And then this German guy. Don't know his name. You can find the clip. German guy warns of the 24th of September, the day before my birthday. Is my birthday going to be a really cool birthday? Like I'll say on my birthday, that's when the asteroid hits. I'm being an asshole, of course. I don't want to say that, but so the Queen's dead. I've been seeing a lot of talk, and we've been saying this forever, but these world global shitheads don't take a shit without some of the ritualistic shenanigans going on. And, we can look back and forth. Look back and forth as to, what is what. But it always seems the way. The change of an era. I mean, they're even calling it the change of an era or the end of an era. Look at the definition of era. That tells us that we're going into a new chapter of something, and it could be big. I'm not, look, it could be just that, oh, you wake up one morning and the Golden Gate Bridge is blue. I don't know that. I don't know that, what's going to change. But in my opinion, because the way that we've discussed, they've been acting with impunity and with wanton abandon, with abject wanton abandon, that the way we do business is going to change. So with the lady with her feet sticking out from under the house, and like the absolute visceral hate that we have for the shithead that's taken over. Look at my thumbnail. I mean, it's not a stretch. It may be that, we tolerated up until the Queen died, and then now that's it. Show's over. Yeah. He looks like my cat. Dabu released the Lolita flight man. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, just think about yourself. Somebody came to you and said, "Hey, man, I've got a video of you eating children." Yeah, you're gonna toe the party line unless unless everybody's eating children. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, of course, these people have been compromised. There's no doubt at all. Because just look at what's being done and what's being said. I don't think they're. Yeah, and if the ones that aren't compromised are either dead or scared off. I don't think Diana was compromised. That's just me, right? And with everything, and I was thinking about like how we've been talking about like the wanton abandon and aren't there any white hats, and we've got the people saying, "Oh, don't worry, they've got it in hand," and that's what all this stuff is, and that's an arrest here, and they've been arrested. I haven't seen any evidence of that. What I do see, in my opinion, is that, hey man, maybe she isn't dead. Maybe because the lady that was in the picture shaking Liz Truss's hand didn't look like the Queen to me. Didn't look like the Queen I grew up with, So, I don't know if there was a long chunk of time between the last time we saw her and this, but hey, maybe they've all gotten out of Dodge and the asteroid is coming because, hey, guess what? Never a straight answer is coming out again with, we're going to save the planet. We're going to crash a spacecraft into an asteroid to save the planet. Yeah. Most likely you're going to crash the thing into the asteroid to redirect it, land on it, push it. Very possible, very plausible, very probable. So much we don't know. We could fit in a swimming pool. What we do know, we could fit in Tom Thumb's thimble. That's the truth. Oh yeah, the pedo angle is just, like that's why I posted that picture. I mean, Jimmy Savile was he knighted? Is he Lord? I mean, they've removed his title, I believe, after the fact. But when he was alive, he was completely protected. I think this is the end of an era. If at all possible, whether she knew or not, I'm not going to argue that point. All I can tell you is that because I know my history, get rid of it. Yeah, get rid of it. It's bullshit. There are no above people on the planet. If you go cut King Charles's arm, he's going to bleed red, just like you and I. He's from this planet, unless proven otherwise. But what I'm talking about is just the core. We're all human beings. There's really no reason for, I may be smarter than some people. I may be more dumb than others. But it doesn't mean that I'm above or they're above. We're all human beings, and we're trying to make our way on this planet. So for a fuckstick like that, it could be the end of it. Nobody gives a shit about Prince Charles. The Harry and Meghan shit is just a shit show. All the rest of the weird shit that's going on with these people is just, it's enough. Enough is enough. If you want, put them in an island somewhere and be rich over there, but stay out of our day-to-day affairs. Whatever. I don't know. Gate up a island and put them all in there. Yeah. Yeah. Air shows, 9/11 air show. I didn't even 9/11 went by without really much talk. They're rehashing the bullshit. Like I saw, re-stirring up the conspiracy stuff to just muddy the waters again, because we just have to look at the basics. Look at science, physics, what crashed into what, and we don't need the minutia. That's what I is the minutia really important? Does it matter? We found the passport. Who cares? What we've got here is we've got an absolute lie, but we're all getting confused on whether was the parking lot full? Was it empty? Who fucking cares? It's not important. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, why hasn't there been a coup? Why hasn't it happened somewhere? Is everybody compromised? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Oil's at 2012 prices right now. Why is gasoline so high? Oh, taxes for the rich. We're being played for suckers. But I can guarantee you that if everybody is getting out of Dodge because X is going to happen, that it'll be us to pick up the pieces. But I can promise you that don't come out of hiding afterwards and say, okay, we're back. Oh, I hate that. I hate that taste. The sun is ramping up. They keep talking about another solar flare. Oh, this and that. Oh, it beat up Venus, but it never beat us up. A lot of talk for that. And after when I said, the market crash, once again, has the collapse been postponed again? Has it been outright just canceled? I mean, March that Putin went into Ukraine or whatever, the Russians went into Ukraine. It's September, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. We're into month 6. And we're shit or get off the pot, bro. Do it. What do you wait? Just do it. Don't waste your time. Stop wasting your time. Do it. Get it over with. Pull the Band-Aid off the scab. It's going to suck. We're going to have to get going because everybody's getting desensitized once again. Yeah. Yeah, there is so much distraction, and that's the idea. They don't, whatever. They've got us worrying about the small things. I mean, big things, starvation, heat. We look at Germany and stuff like that, but in order to get us rolling up and really bellying up for absolute hard strife, it's going to have to get really bad right now, really horrible for a brief moment of time. And then we're just running to the government to save us. And it doesn't matter a hill of beans. It doesn't matter a hill of beans. They're going to implement whatever they want to implement. Look at this last 2 years has just completely decimated the psychology of people. It's decimated the economy. We don't know, people are so twisted right now that they don't know whether to shit or go blind. There's a good percentage of the population, in my opinion, that's just being patient and waiting behind. But there's others right now that are acting with just absolute emotion and just crazy. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, enough is enough. We're the ones under the gun. The war is against us. If you want to know who we're war against the population of the planet. It's pretty obvious. The only people who are suffering are women and children and the innocents. You know, maybe we should have a conventional, all-out, knock down, drag them out, like full up. I don't know. I really don't know. But it's not good right now. The sun is ramping up again. Yeah, Venus, whatever. Market crash, then the PPT comes in. Oil's at 2012 prices, but we're paying through the ass again. I don't know why. People are getting tired of the Russian Ukraine thing, back and forth. The stories, the distractions. I think they should just go in and sort it out right now. Just get it over with. I mean, rip the Band-Aid off. But more than, and also, I noticed that Sweden's got a new government. I can't wait till the 24th comes because they're talking about the date. Let's get by that one. But Sweden's got a new government. Like, we're stuck with asshole because Jagoff Singh is kissing his ass, for making sure that, because Trudeau's got a minority government, but if he's got people on board with him and they can pass their bullshit, if they've got, some sycophants that'll teabag him, then he's okay. So we're stuck with Trudeau for another till 2025, I think. That's the only time. But yeah. And there's a thing too about the media. And I really don't like, we've got a guy here now that's the leader of our Conservative Party of Canada, Pierre Poilievre. And if you want to watch that, how the media, the legacy media was treating this guy, proof positive that our political situation or our whatever we've got rolling around the elections and all our governmental stuff, and the people that are talking about, like CBC, Global, CTV, all of those bag lickers, teabaggers, it's getting crazy. But we're stuck with a shit show. Like, we're stuck. Unless Jagoff Singh decides he's going to change his mind and, dupe him and say, yeah, I'll go on board with this vote, and then doesn't, and then he'll lose through non-confidence and will be an election. It could happen. It will spell more distraction in Canada, only because now everybody will be looking at that over there than looking at what's going on. So it'll be all vote Trudeau out. That's what we're going to be running on. That's what our campaign will be. Vote Trudeau out so that we can be better, or you can be better. But what I've noticed now is that the sycophants are really scared about losing their power or their place in the lineup, in the food line, or in the pecking order. I don't know. To listen to that guy do that, it was like, wow, boy, you're an idiot or a child, or oh yeah, without a doubt, he's an idiot. It's like just Jacinda Ardern in New Zealand, and I can't remember. Did you change your prime minister in Australia? But they're completely compromised, and they're idiots, big time idiots, and going to pay the piper in the long run. Hopefully we'll have trials. I don't think that'll happen, but hopefully we'll see what happens. Okay. I just wanted to talk quickly because I don't remember if we talked last time, because if you remember the Indigenous mass murder that just happened, and I was trying to get a handle on it. I was like, because I looked at the list of people that got killed. I looked at pictures and I was like, you just don't wake up one morning and say, gee, I think I'm going to murder about 30 or 40 people. I mean, these guys were known to the cops, or for lack of a better term, they weren't angels. We'll just say that. But that's a lot of people to go out and grease. So when you lose your shit, let's say, I don't know, you're in a gang or whatever, and you got to go and do something. But, just a whole bunch of people. And then the where they were found, they're at large. One guy was found dead, and then the other guy died in police custody, or not really in police custody, or found dead. You see so much we don't know. But what we do know is something bad happened. Something really weird happened.
Like, really, what, and with the legacy media, something happened. Now they're going to try and figure out a story. It's the same with the Nova Scotia shooting. They're going to have to figure out some story that just makes it reasonable. I don't know, man. Weird. Well, no, we'll never know the whole truth about the Indigenous mass murder, probably, because these two guys are dead. So I don't know how that works in times of war. The last real conflict we were involved in, we were British subjects. So World War II, our Korea, we were in Korea, I believe, too. Yes, North Korea. Yes, we were in Korea. Sorry, I apologize. Yes, we were in Korea and Afghanistan. Now, when we went to Afghanistan, we were Canadians, but everything else before that, we were British subjects, because if I'm not mistaken, and don't quote my history on Canadian history, but we didn't bring our Constitution home until the 80s, or how things work in Canada. But right now, it still goes. Queen, Governor General, Prime Minister. That's the pecking order in Canada. We have two people. The Governor General is above the Prime Minister. Now, I don't know what his power are, but an appointed individual, because there's no election. I mean, these people can be anybody. We had Adrian Clarkson, a CBC reporter, was the Governor General of Canada. I believe we had a Romeo Dallaire, who was like an ex-military. It all depends. So Canada is odd. We still send a tribute back to England. I think, don't quote me, I call it a tribute or a tithe or something that we pay to England or to the UK. I don't know that stuff. These are all things that are in the big papers, and agreements that, yeah, we'll leave, like back in when France left Canada or whatever. I'm just pulling that one out of my ass, but hey, okay, we're gonna leave and we're not gonna bother you anymore, but we want, 5,000 logs every year, whatever. It's the same thing. You will pay. Sure, you're going to have your kingdom, but you will pay X, Y, Z to be free. And that's it. And if you don't pay free, we're going to come over and we're going to kill you all again. Yeah, it's really screwed up. We're paying to kill ourselves, because that's what we're doing through taxation. Modern slavery. In the Star Trek episode with Spock and Kirk and McCoy, when they go to the planet, which got run by the Romans, bred in circuses, and it's in modern times, but it's the Roman times. And Spock just says it right away. He says, "Wow, pretty good. The slaves have health care. Everyone." And then McCoy just looks at him. "What, are you retarded? They're still slaves." They don't know that, or they do. The slaves do in that episode, but we don't. We think we're free. Your freedom can be taken like that. They can decide that you are no longer a good person and send a whole bunch of guys with large metal things with projectile shooter outer things, and your freedom is gone. It's gone. Never to be had again. You're not free. You pay for the guise of being free, but no, you pay through your taxation. And if you don't pay enough tax in some places, then you really aren't free, because then you're beholden to despot rulership. We are being ruled by an elite class of lizards. I don't give a shit what you call it, that we are not free. We pay for the illusion of freedom. That's it. Yeah, and there again, yeah, who cares? Like, we the only reason these people are legitimate in their office is because we make them legitimate. In our minds, we have an election, and that makes it legitimate. But somewhere down the road, somebody got the real power. But in our minds, he's the guy who's taking care of us, which is absolute bullshit. Because if anything in history is proven, When was the last good, the only, and I'll just say this, but I know Ecuador's got its own problems. Rafael Correa could walk out amongst his population. Of course, he had security, but he could actually be out there, more than, Prince Charles when he was just walking out the other day and people were kissing him. All those people were there. Yeah, that wasn't really a good demographic, like a good melting pot of people. Might be the same thing for Rafael Correa, that they all love him and only the people that loved him were out there. But still, can Zuckerberg walk around? Keep taking your MMA there, old Marky Mark. You still have to have 13 guys around you, because no matter what you do, how much money you've got, how big your dick is, or whatever, there's one guy who's got more money, he's got a bigger dick, and can kick your ass. There's be a day when those 13 guys aren't around you, and you're going to be all alone and naked, just like you came into the world. Stupid dickhead. Jeez, these people are just stupid, but they have money. Oh yeah, eh? What do you think about Meghan Markle and Harry? I just look at it like he's a shit disturber. I mean, people argue back and forth that that he's not Charles's kid. Who cares? Because you go back in your history, these people are. Come on, realistically, they're shagging their own sisters and inbred, back in the day, and the Danes came over. Well, there's a new king now, and do we really give a shit? But I do like Harry and Meghan. I was going to call her Meghan Markle. Meghan. Well, she's hot for one. She's better looking than the Middleton girl. Yeah. Yeah, like we don't need them. Like there's no requirement for these people. Like, put them in a round room, go tell them the shit in the corner. I don't care. But I don't know. It's weird. But for what it's worth, Harry and the Meghan Markle debacle, I think it's just funny because who gives a shit? You like Kate Middleton? Okay, she's a babe to you. I like freckly faced girls, That's just me. She's just, I don't know. I think she's hotter than the other one. That's just my personal opinion, but everybody has their opinion about who's hot, right? Right now, my girlfriend's the best looking girl on the planet. I love her to death. And the kitty. Kitty's a girl too, so I don't get boy cats. I feel weird. Okay, so yeah, the royal shit show. One thing I want to mention too, and this is the real pandemic, and I'm only speaking from my heart here. But when I was in Van, you guys know I was there as my girlfriend lost her son to addiction. Hold on. Okay, I'm just good. Thought I heard a door. Hang on. Yeah, so just talking from my heart most recently. Yeah, I went to Vancouver for the Drug Awareness Overdose Day on 31st. And like I said before, my girlfriend lost her son 4 years ago now almost, to drug addiction, fentanyl. He got a hot shot and he was dead on contact. Nobody was around to resuscitate him. He was in a private domicile, so he died. But that's the real, in my opinion, that is the real problem we have today, hopelessness, and the fact that people don't have hope. That is the real pandemic, epidemic, what you want to call it, if you want to use the definition. You can look up the numbers yourself. And I think it's all part and parcel with the dumbing down of our society, the crippling of our society, the abject, hedonistic type of because that's in my opinion, this is just me talking from my heart, in my opinion, that when people are at that stage of the game and it's only about them. Like when you're down and out, like I've been there, right? I'm a recovered alcoholic, drug addict from almost 30 years now. Those drugs didn't exist when I was young, but we had coke and we had heroin and such, and you did get addicted. My thing was coke, before the military, but cocaine, woohoo, I would have died of a heart attack for sure. But the hopelessness and then we find ourselves today where we've got a generation of people, like a whole demographic of people coming up that, and it's not that they're useless, but they're in a hard way. And if the shit hits the fan, let's just say, if the shit hits the fan, remember I was talking about the cashless businesses and stuff like that, cities will burn. Cities will burn on a level that we have no idea about, because what their experience is in the now. I need it now, whether I need my drugs now or money now or whatever now. I'm going to take what I've got, you've got now, in order for me to fulfill whatever I have now. And that is the real problem we've got, in my opinion. All the rest of this stuff, like, we have a serious hopelessness problem. That we have an epidemic of hopelessness. That's serious. Like, I when I was downtown and we were talking to the young kids, to like his friends, that we did our celebration, throwing roses in the water and everything like that. Holy shit. Out of the five people that, it's tenuous. So let's see what tomorrow brings. Let me read a Scourge of Modern Man. Less for pleasure. Yeah. He served, and that's just for me. Not that anybody who served is special, but it just tells me you can take shit and abuse. That's all. I mean, I laughed at my sergeants in the military. I was like, "Is that all you've got?" I was raised by a girl who was raised by a coal miner. That's all you can give me? Is that your best? My mother goes into a bar, and sailors and bikers come out bleeding and crying, licking their wounds. So yeah, don't try and abuse me, bro. I've had it. I was raised by the frying pan and the tennis racket. So, But I give Harry just, yeah. The sex, Meghan Markle, she has a sex scene on TV. Boy, am I out of the loop. The only one I ever saw that was really good was Tommy Lee Jones and what was her name? Damn it, I'm completely a blank. She's a Canadian girl. Anyway, that porn was pretty good. I had that on a disc for my reason for the longest time. I lost it. What the hell was her name? Anyway, that's the only one. But yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll see how it goes with the next little while. But the anti stuff, Pamela Anderson. There you go. Yeah. Set of lungs on her, eh? Fuck Tommy Lee, man. Way to go, bro. Yeah. You're not scared to go in the shower. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. Drugs, OD, okay, minutia. Is the 9/11 minutia important? No. Okay, we're just going to end on Denver, okay? I just want to talk about the date. Again, another date, yawn, roll my eyes. I'm getting tired of these dates, I mean, everybody does them every once in a while. The only thing I can say, though, is lately, but it's happening for the last little while, since the invasion, I would say, since Putin went in or whatever, that it feels like we're teetering. But I've said that before. Let's see what happens on the 25th of September, aside from my birthday. Yay, me. But more than that, and I think of, because I've been doing this since 2008, 2007, 2006, when YouTube's its inception, started going through videos, and David Icke, Phil Schneider, all that, the whole 9 yards, Bill Cooper, all of it, the whole gambit. The common thread that I get is Denver, Mile High, Denver, new airport, Denver, Nazi symbol with the thing, Denver, Mile High. Think about just the topography alone, where it is in your big melting pot of a country. almost smack dab in the middle. Seems like a good place, in my opinion, if you're getting out of Dodge when Dodge is burning, to go to. Now, we've all heard the stories. Yeah, that's where all the underground railways meet and the horse and that. Okay, whatever. We know that those paintings existed. We know that they were real. I mean, people bitch about my art that I've got in my house because it's very dark. And I'm like, wow, you ain't seen nothing yet. They've got this in public. And they don't believe me when I tell them. They absolutely just say, no, that's got to be fake. Nobody would put that up in an airport. That's heinous. Just keep that. I'm just saying. Just talking out of my ass. Yeah. You know what? I wouldn't even, yes, it is. You probably, I wouldn't surprise if you saw Tommy Lee Jones and the other fella, Will Smith, the slapper cuckold, go to a locker and open it up and there's a planet on the other side. I mean, like I said, there's so much we don't know. And the feeling I've got in my heart, because I'm trying to focus on my spiritual self and keep the hedonistic distractions at bay, is I feel that myself I'm changing. I find myself being very my empathy is very high right now. Lost 3 people I know this year and another person at ICE who worked in the oil field. Yeah. But hey, let's see what happens, because if we're all watching, right? I watch Monkey Works, the fella, big beard. He's a portly gentleman, ex-military intel. I take what he says with a grain of salt because he's got his biases just like I've got mine. But when he's looking at the movements and all of the, like, he was on board of it when you say, hey, there's a buildup on the border. There's a buildup on the border. I don't know. Have you watched Monkey Works? But then again, we have to take it all with a grain of salt, right? I still listen to Stephen Colbert. I mean, I have to listen to it all and see what they're saying. I have to read the CBC. I tried to, because when I was away for these holidays, I was watching news. I was watching, because that's with my folks and I was with other, normal human beings. And I'm not taking away from the people that are watching that, but holy shit, man. Yeah, Monkey Works, WERX, and he does a military intel op. Here the planes are flying, and okay. So you didn't see. For me, you have to see penetration if it's going to be any good. I've seen a lot of porns in my day in the 80s where there's a lot of rubbing and tugging, but there was no, I want to see the meats and potatoes. And when Pam is getting shagged, she's getting shagged, and it. So I don't know about the Markle thing. If it's just fluff porn, softcore, when they're just touching each other. Boring. I want to see her naked. It's terrible. I want to see another man's wife naked. That's terrible. I should, I apologize for that. That's not what I don't want to see her naked. Anyway. So let's keep an eye on Denver. Find that video of the German guy. I'll try. Yeah, work. There you go. Works. Yes, works. I think so. I hope I'm not giving you, but anyway, it'll self fill because he's a good guy and he doesn't push the buttons. So he's probably monetized. He's not pro Biden and he's very pro American, but I think he's still on board with. I think Putin is, the great Satan possibly, but there again, that's his military take on it. I'm sure he was in Iraq. Okay. I still take exception to that conflict. That's just my thing. Sweden gets a right-wing government. We talked about that. That's going to be interesting. That's what they're calling right-wing in the mainstream media. So probably just normal people. But people are getting tired of the wokeism. So I think that's where we're going to go. Yes, Doctor. What was his name again? Oh shit! I gave you the doctor. Anyway, you know the old guy, and a lot of his stuff is right down the middle. He doesn't. He's not up and down. Very, very calm. But there you go. I'll be happy when the smoke's gone. But we get home and my girlfriend's car just goes on fire. Thank God we made it home. Yeah. 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 Shit. Neil McCoy Ward has got some good videos as well. Neil McCoy, he's got his biases as well. He's like, on our team, I would say, he knows something's up. He's a financial guy. Now, I just listen to him because you need to keep your finger on the pulse of the financial situation as well, as along with everything else, right? We know that the COVID shenanigans are the COVID shenanigans. We know the IFR was not. We know that Fauci and the rest of these scumbags have been lying through their teeth. We know that. We don't need to rehash that. We don't need to argue the pros and cons of hitchhiking there because we know that. That is a known. I can quote Donald Rumsfeld. That is a known. We were duped. They lied, and that's it. We don't even have to open that subject again. We know that. That's a given. Now, what we're trying to hash out is the why. Control grid, crash the system, aliens are coming, the Queen's going to eat my lizard brain, whatever. There, we don't know. That's all I'm at. Yeah, the Forstall incident, yeah. We use that as training in our military. They never tell you how. It's funny, how it comes full circle, our history. We use that in training in the military, the Forstall fire. Assholes trying to do a hot start or something. Just saying. Yeah. It's a complete soap opera shit show, and it doesn't have any grounding in reality when I'm talking about the legacy media shit. When I see the Pierre Poilievre trying to talk on a thing, and he's being heckled by liberal Trudeau ass kissers. Like, can you imagine? And it's the hypocrisy is so, yeah, it was McCain. That's what I thought. The hypocrisy is so obvious. Well, no, you did that to Trump. You can't do it. Oh no, Trump's an asshole. It's like, do you even hear yourself talk, bro? Do people even listen to you? Do you look in the mirror ever? Or when you go in the mirror, you don't see yourself. You vampirous fuck. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah. Oh, in the Navy, yeah. The cover-ups, eh? I've been in a couple situations where I had to lie my ass off to save me and my buddies. That's my story. That's what I'm sticking to. And that's what they went with this one. Everybody in the know. It's like the USS Liberty. Everybody in the know knows what happened that day. The story is that. The truth is something else. It's always the same. My story that I gave to them so that we could save our asses, yeah, it was a story. The truth is something completely different. So I know that happens. And the higher up you go, the bigger the cover-ups, like with this guy in Borden, when the guy in the colonel of Borden, he turned out to be some kind of rapist or something. You're like, what? Really? You got to that level? Nah, something else going on there. They had to get rid of him fast. I mean, real fast. How can we do that real fast? And that's how they do it. Make something so heinous. He drinks baby's blood, man. Holy shit. Oh, I got an alien. Funny enough, I'll finish off with the alien story, okay? I meet my son's girlfriend's family finally. And we're just breaking bread, we're talking, and Buddy's like, and he's my age, born the same year, raised roughly the same way, honor ethics. You don't buy a chainsaw, use it, and take it back to the store saying it's broken. Stuff like that, little things. But he told me that his alien story, the whole family witnessed it. They followed it. Spacecraft for real when he was a kid. So there's so much we don't know. I swear I saw something when I was a kid. I call it a witch only because at that time, the only thing we knew was Frankenstein, Dracula, and witches and werewolves. So that's what I call it. I don't know what it was. I saw something that I couldn't explain. So my brain made a response for that. But there's so much we don't know. There's so much. And the assholes who have all the information are holding on to it like this. Prison Planet. Let's see what comes of it. It's interesting. Somebody should really work on the Jimmy Savile and the Princess Andrew with Epstein angle and try and disband the royals now that the Queen's gone. It's done. It's done. It's done like dinner. Okay? But that's just my opinion. Yeah. Great show, guys. I'm glad I'm back for 2 weeks. It was good to get away, but it's good to be home. Even though I came home, my washing machine overflowed. I had 2 weeks worth of water in here. Yay. Don't even ask me how that happened. I turned the water off in my house. I checked the tap. No water coming out because I was worried the rats would go through one of the pipes. Air water. Thank God, because my trailer's a little lopsided. It just stayed in one area. I can't believe it. You too, Crash. Yeah. You too, Arch. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so a lot of things going on, but the distractions are going on hard and heavy. So if I see something so obvious that it's a distraction, I'm just going to put it to the side. The Queen's death is a distraction. It's over. Not going to watch the 24/7, 365 coverage of the stupidity. I don't care. Rest in peace. That's all I'll say of the dead. That's the end of that one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And if anything, they're in the ocean anyway. That's the best place to hide. I imagine there's stuff at the bottom. Like we said we've mapped it all. I don't believe so. Antarctica, bottom of the ocean, something like that. All roads lead to Israel, Antarctica, Nazi Germany. It's all the same thing. There's something going on. And we're being played for suckers. Anyway, watch for the distractions. I'll let you go with that. Sun's ramping up again, but it always does, right? Anyway, it's great to see you all. The garden. Holy shit. You saw that peach. Holy mackerel. Come back. That peach. I can't wait till next year. Yeah. Yeah, we don't know. I tell you right now, and I'll only use this term because I don't know anything else. But as of late, when I'm meditating and I'm doing my stuff, I'm feeling a wash of something. Like I've got energy, like literally, like you ever do the thing when they do something and they pretend they crack an egg over your head? It feels like you've got electrical energy just touching you and you're tingling all over. That's what's going on with me. My body has never felt better. I lost a little weight on the 2 weeks on the road, but back at the gym, getting strong again, feeling better. Yeah, my thyroid's fucked up, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going forward. I feel younger and stronger, and I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I'm just going to go with it. Phenomenon. I think I have. I'll look at it. I think there is a lot of things we're going to have to go back to, and I think that, for lack of a better term, I think it's important to get in touch with our spiritual side right now, our light side, not our touchy table, the stuff that we can't, the energy side. I don't know any more than that. Something weird is going on. I can feel it in my body, preparing us. I'm calmer, I'm not reacting to a lot of stuff. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, wow, what a bummer, Ooh, I just, ow, that arrow hurt when it went through my leg. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, next Wednesday, can't see there being a problem for the show. The only thing is coming up, I got to build that fence before it starts snowing. I put it off to the end of the summer, so I'd be busy with the fence, so that might be taking a lot of my time. But I got to build the last side of the fence, so that's that. Be true to your school. Be strong in your heart and mind and in your body as best as you can. I think that'll be the key. You know, if you've got your shit packed and you're not the one that, then you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Everybody's going to say, wow, that guy's got his shit packed. Okay. Yeah. Boy, I can taste it. I love smelling like a campfire, but not like a burning forest fire. You know, there's a difference. But anyway, smoke is thick. It's bothering the cat. So great to have a new kitty. I'm glad we were able to help out my neighbor too, you know, because they were really freaked out. Yeah. 2010, you know, but I didn't believe the Nibiru stuff. I said something did change. You know, we got screwed over 9/11, but now we're where we are today. So anyway, I'm rambling. Sorry guys, I'm rambling. Not nothing else. Peace to you and yours. Hope to see you on the flip side, especially on Wednesday. Take care of you and your school. Everything's going to be okay, in my opinion, because you're checked out in your brain. Okay, take care. We'll see you on the flip side. And as always, peace, love, and grooviness.